There are many abandoned cities in the world, places left behind because of war, disaster, or the slow death of time. But today, we travel to a place far more terrifying, a place where the buildings still stand, the lights still flicker, and the streets still whisper with movement. Even though no human lives there, a city erased from maps, hidden by governments, and feared by anyone who has ever heard its name. Welcome to Gharial City. Gharial City was once a booming mining town deep in Central Asia. 30,000 people lived here, families, workers, students, children. Then one night, they all disappeared. No war, no evacuation, no warning, just silence. The government sent a team of 30 soldiers to investigate. Not a single one returned. Their radio transmission, the last thing anyone heard from them, was only 4 words: "They are not human." After that night, the government sealed the borders. No one was allowed in. No one was allowed out. At least, that's what the official story says. His name was Eric Doyle, a 27-year-old travel YouTuber. He loved exploring abandoned places, old malls, forgotten subway stations, ghost towns. But Gharial City was different. Eric had heard rumors a city full of walking corpses, a place where the dead never stayed dead. He thought it was just a myth, a story for clicks. So one night, he sneaked past the restricted border and entered the city alone. The video he recorded was uploaded automatically to the cloud the moment his camera lost signal. What you are about to hear comes from that raw footage. Eric recorded audio. "Guys, there's something wrong. The city looks fresh. Cars are still parked like people just left minutes ago. Shops still have food on the shelves, but there's not a single person." Voiceover, Eric explored deeper. He found newspapers dated only 2 days before the alleged evacuation tables were set for dinner. TVs were left on, phones still sat charging on counters. Time inside the city felt frozen. Then Eric saw something moving at the end of the street. A human figure, slow, staggering, dragging one leg. He whispered, "Eric, hey, you okay?" The figure didn't answer. It wasn't until it stepped under the broken streetlight that Eric realized it wasn't breathing. Its eyes were white, its skin pale and dry, its jaw detached. It wasn't alive, but it wasn't dead. Eric hid behind a car and kept filming. The creature walked with slow, jerky movements, but its neck snapped instantly when it heard a sound from the opposite street. And that's when Eric realized it wasn't the only one. Dozens of them crawled out from buildings. Some dragged broken limbs, some had no eyes, some walked on all fours like animals. Eric whispered into his camera, "Eric, I think these people never died properly." Voiceover. Later research revealed something horrifying. The mining company had been secretly dumping biological waste into the underground water system. A mutated fungus grew in the city's soil, infecting the dead and reanimating them, not like movie zombies. These creatures kept fragments of memory. They wandered back to their homes. They sat in their old living rooms. Some even stood at bus stops, waiting for buses that would never come. They were stuck between life and death, trapped in routines their brains refused to abandon. Eric tried to escape, but the zombies had noticed him. Once they sense warm flesh, they move fast, far faster than any human can. Their limbs bend unnaturally, their joints pop, their bones crack and reform. Eric sprinted into an abandoned school building and barricaded himself inside a classroom. He filmed everything. "Eric, I can hear them outside. They're sniffing, scratching the doors. They can smell me." Hours passed. The scratching grew louder. Then, silence. Eric thought they had left. He slowly approached the door, and the moment he touched it, a hand smashed through the wooden panel and grabbed his wrist. Eric dropped the camera as the creatures forced their way inside. The last few minutes of the recording were chaotic. Screams, bones cracking, multiple voices growling, a body being dragged across the floor. Then, something terrifying, a faint voice whispering into the microphone, "Join us." A voice that sounded like Eric, but distorted, like he was speaking underwater. The camera shut off. 2 days later, rescue teams found it at the border fence. There was no sign of Eric. But locals near the region say that sometimes, at night, a figure can be seen wandering the fields, holding a camera, walking with a limp, with white, lifeless eyes. Gharial City remains sealed to this day. Anyone who crosses the border is never seen again. Scientists believe the infection is still spreading underground, waiting for a way out, and maybe one day, it will find one. So if you ever travel through Central Asia and stumble upon a silent city with lights still flickering at night, turn back, do not enter, because in Gharial City, the dead are not dead, and the living do not survive.